I'm trying the headset for a change, but there seems to be some sort of hiss in the background. It's like, let me read your chart, send me some money, I'll get new equipment, we'll have higher production values. That's a promise. This video is about aspects, and aspects are how far apart planets are from each other in your chart, okay? And this is low budget production. This is what is it? Whoop, 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 whoop. Conjunctions. That's the symbol for conjunction. A little ball with a stick. That's when planets are 0 degrees to 10 degrees apart, and they have an orb of 10 degrees. That means 10 degrees. Here's the exact 10 degrees going in this way, 10 degrees going in that way. I call that the hand grenade close is good enough range. And so if you have, let's say for instance, a real common conjunction is Sun conjunct Mercury, because Mercury doesn't go that far away from the Sun at any time. It's either in the sign before, in the Sun sign, or the sign after. Nobody can have Mercury like opposed. Impossible. They're lying to you. So people with Sun conjunct Mercury, I have like 3 or 4 people in my family that have this. They can go around, if an idea hits them, a really exciting idea, they can get up and start walking around jingling coins in their pockets, because the mind and the body are like really connected. Conversely, if they have a bad idea or something didn't go right, they can make themselves physically ill. This is a conjunction. Conjunctions are like the Siamese twins of the zodiac. Okay? I have Sun conjunct Pluto. It makes me too much. People say, oh, you're just too much. And that's what most corporate employers found me to be, just too much. Okay? The next aspect is called a sextile. A sextile. And that's when you have, like, let's say, there's 3 signs. There's something in one sign. There's nothing in the middle. And there's something in another sign. Now, as conjunctions are intense, neither positive or negative necessarily, just intense, sextiles have to be grabbed at. You have to go and make them work, or else they're just going to lay fallow. Okay, and here's the low budget production. Okay, that's the sextile symbol over here. They're 60 degrees apart. They have an orb of 7 to 10 degrees. Now, fun thing about sextiles is that since they lay dormant, if you don't use them, that's where you can find hidden talents in your chart. When I was younger, I was strictly an artist, just, doing sculpture and drawing and stuff like that. And then someone had said to me, oh, astrologer, oh, you should take up like writing. You'd be really good at it. I'm an artist, What? I write poetry because I don't want to deal with grammar. I had this pepper shaker approach to punctuation, wherever the dark spots landed. That's all looks good. It's nice composition. No, I had to work really hard to get to the point where I was happy with my writing, and I've done some short fiction and, even did some ghostwriting for a nonprofit blog and stuff like this. But anyway, I had to work for it. So I have a bachelor's in English literature and a minor in linguistics, and I worked for it. It did not come easy, but because it was a sextile, it was really rewarding to have worked for it. Had I done nothing, nothing would have happened. Now, I've already talked about in the elements and the modalities about grand squares. Like right now we're in a grand cardinal square. Okay, this is low budget production for squares. Okay, that's a square. You put a circle in that, and then you'll have like all the cardinal planets, or all the mutable planets, or all the fixed, signs, all the fixed signs, and they're 90 degrees apart, and the orb is like 5 to 10. That's the hand grenade flash area around it. Again, I'll repeat, squares, don't be afraid of them. Oh, unless you're like afraid of work, unless you're afraid of having to actually get up and do something, because that's what squares do. Squares will make you do something. Now, there's always like they say the light and the go to the light or beware of the dark side. well, there's a positive and not so positive manifestation of every aspect. And I'm saying if you work it correctly, and that's why you need an astrologer. If you work it correctly, your squares can be a big benefit to you. Okay. Now, there are there are a lot of famous people in high places who have an awful square of their sun, which is their ego vehicle, and Saturn, which is the father and the authority figure, who is squared. It's like, oh, Dad's always looking over my shoulder. He doesn't think that I'm good enough. He doesn't think that I work hard enough. And it's like, and it's in your head. It's in your head. You just think somebody's looking over your shoulder. It's you. So once people with Sun squared Saturn realize that they have to forgive themselves for any imperfections they perceive they have, then all these imperfect people that surround them will just sort of like fade away. But we can talk about specific manifestations of various aspects. This is just like an overview. But squares are not bad. They're work. And they're as good as trines. Trines are like air to air, fire to fire, earth to earth, water to water. Within a chart, they're 120 degrees apart with an orb of about 10 degrees. Now, people say, "Oh, I got a trine in this, and I got a trine in that, and I got." It's like lucky stuff lands in these people's laps. But if they don't get up and do anything about it, what? They're the ones sitting on the sofa, covered with Cheeto dust, in their underwear, saying, "Oh yeah, I thought of frozen yogurt years before it came out." Yeah, you may have thought about it along with 100 other people who thought about it. But you didn't get up off the sofa and do anything about it. Okay? So, will trines make things easy for you? Yeah. But it won't manifest anything of any importance unless you work at it. And it's kind of harder. It's kind of harder to take advantage of a trine because it comes so easy that you don't feel like you earned it, or you don't feel like there's not enough satisfaction that comes from it, because it's like everybody can draw like this, or everybody can sing on key, or everybody, it's like, oh, it's not important. Squares, on the other hand, because you have to work at it, or sextiles, on the other hand, because you had to like dig it out from underneath stuff and pull it forward and work on it, you get more satisfaction from those aspects because you earned it, you worked for it. But that might be like some sort of leftover Calvinism that is particularly American. I don't know. I'm only an American. I can only see things from my point of view. Now, the last one I'm going to cover is the opposition, and everybody's afraid of opposition. So, talk to the hand. Okay, this is an opposition. See how it looks like a barbell? It's 180 degrees. It's like whatever's across the chart. The orb is like 5 to 10. That's the hand grenade flash area. Okay, if you pick up a barbell, you pick it up from the center. You don't pick it up from the end. Okay? So any kind of opposition that you have in your chart is an opportunity. Think OPP. No, not that kind. But opposition, opportunity. Opposition, opportunity. What's in an opportunity? It's the opportunity not to live on just one side of the opposition. That's like only one person on a teeter-totter. It's not going to go anywhere unless there's somebody on the other side of equal weight, which means you have to find a middle point. And that doesn't mean just being conciliatory and just like, oh, I'm just negotiating, just make you shut up. No, it's like actually finding a way to use both sides of same family signs, like mutable to mutable, squares, fixes, that are opposed to each other. Use that similar energy, but in a blended way. And so those are what we call aspects. Those are the major aspects. There's minor aspects that are just like they just go on and on. But these are the ones that if I'm going to do like a quick reading of somebody's chart, I look for these. All the other ones, well, I'll get around to them, but these are the ones that we have to pay attention to. So let's see how this headset, I feel like I should be on the airplane or something. It's like, Surely you know how to do that. Yes, I do, but stop calling me Shirley. Okay, that's it for now.